What's up, what's up? What's going on tonight? How's everybody doing? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me go and let me go onto the Facebook really quick. Put the live video. As soon as you get up in here, don't forget, y'all, hit that like button down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, remember, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Just give me a second. Let me go put the video up on Facebook really quick, y'all. How's everybody doing? All right, let's go. All right. Hit that like button as soon as you enter, y'all. As soon as you get up in here. Let me just put, I gotta put this on Facebook really quick. Okay, there we go. We on Facebook. We here. We on Facebook. We up and running, yo. How's everybody doing tonight? Come on, get up in here. Get up in here, yo. I ain't gonna waste no time with y'all today. Let me put this picture up right away on y'all. We ain't gonna waste no time. I see Jason is in the building. Jason, thanks for joining the stream. Jason already says, shifty, low down, gritty, and ground. Yo, Onyx is getting ready, man. Onyx is heavyweight. Onyx is getting ready for the verses. We got 2 more weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. And we gonna see Onyx versus Cypress Hill. Don't forget, y'all, we got the super thanks link down below if you want to support the channel. If you want to see, sometimes the chats gets really busy. If you want to make sure that your comment is going to get seen so that we can read it, you can always use that super thanks link down below, and that'll make sure that I'm able to see certain chats so I can just jump in and grab that chat. So if you want to make sure that your text, your message, your comment gets seen, use the super thanks down below. Let's get into it, man. I see Micah Mascaro is in the building. Micah Mascaro says, I'm here. Today we're going to talk about Eminem, y'all. Today we're going to talk about Eminem. Eminem has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the induction ceremony is going to be held on November 5th, 2022. So November 5th in LA, the ceremony will take place, and the list was just released. Okay, the list of all of the nominees and the final list for the inductees was just released. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over today. I'm asking y'all the question today. I need y'all to hit the comment section. Let me know. Do you think Eminem deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Drop it down below. Drop it in the comment section. Do you think Eminem, Mr. Marshall Mathers himself, do you think that he deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I need y'all to drop that in the comment section. I see G Mafia is in the building. Brooklyn, baby, bad boys in the building. G Mafia, thanks for coming through. Jason says a week and 2 days actually from the verses. So we got a short time, y'all. Verses is almost here. I need y'all to hit the comment section. Today we're also going to talk about, today we're going to guess. We're going to do some guessing today. Remember, in July, they're going to do the verses, the first label verses. I need y'all to hit the comments down below. Let me know, who do you think is going to be the label matchup? Bad Boy versus Cash Money, So Def versus G Unit, Dipset versus NWA, UGK versus Look, July we're going to get the first label versus matchup. I need y'all to hit the comments. Let me know, who do you think is going to be in the label versus. Alright, so let's get into it, man. Eminem. Since this news has dropped, you can see the link up on top. You can see the picture up on top right there. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of fans, and there are a lot of artists in the industry that are kind of upset about this move. So Benzino has always been one to go back and forth with Eminem over his career. Like Benzino has always said certain things towards Eminem in his career. So Benzino is no new voice to voice how he feels about Eminem. And this is one of his tweets that he tweeted recently. Benzino said, "Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just like the Grammys. They have no respect for our culture, black or hip hop, and if you don't agree, you're racist. Period, point blank." And I do understand what he's saying when he says about the Grammys. Remember, we did a few videos multiple times talking about what genre is selling the most in the music industry. And hip hop and R&B is far and away the top selling genre for over the last 10 going on 15 years. And if you watch the Grammys, there are some years where they don't even air the best rap album category, the #1 rap. There are some years where they don't even air it. And if you have the Grammys, which is a musical show, you're supposed to at least, by the end of the show, when they have, okay, maybe album of the year you can keep for the end of the show. But if hip hop is the #1 selling genre, you should at least have the hip hop category aired close towards the end of the show. That's just me. If you have respect for music and you're gonna have country music, soul, whatever, country, gospel, if hip hop is the #1 selling genre for over the last 10 years, you should be able to have the hip hop or the best rap album or the best rap song category close or at the end of your show. I'm just saying. Okay, so I understand what Benzino is saying when he says about the Grammys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does not respect hip hop? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does not respect rap music? Hit the comment section. Let me hear what y'all gotta say. Let me see the comments we got. I got G Mafia's here. G Mafia says, so shout out to Eminem, great legend. So G Mafia is on board with Eminem getting inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jason has a comment. Jason says, yeah, he deserves it. I just think it's too soon, let alone others that should have gotten in before them. We're going to go into a list. We're going to go into a list in just a few seconds, y'all. Thank you for that, Jason. So Jason agrees that he should get in, but Jason thinks that he went in a little bit too soon. Michael Moscow has a comment. Michael says, even though I don't feel the same way about M as I did back then, it's a well-deserved award. So Michael is also on board with Eminem getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then Jason has another comment. Jason says, Bad Boy versus Death Row or No Limit versus Cash Money. Listen, whatever that label, whatever that first label matchup is going to be, oh, I'm hyped to see what it is. If it's Bad Boy versus Death Row, that's going to be ill. If it's No Limit versus Cash Money, the Tank versus the Cash Money Records, oh, that's going to be ill as well too. So I'm ready for both of those. Let me give you guys another tweet from. Let me give you another tweet from Benzino. And this is going to correspond to what Jason just said. This is Benzino's next tweet. So Benzino said, so where's Nas? Eric B and Rakim? Cool Mo D? EPMD? Fearless 4? Fat Boys? Ooh, Lauryn Hill? Lil Kim? Outkast? And 100 other black rappers. And Benzino ends it with, get the out of here. So here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Looking at the list that Benzino put out, he said, why is Nas, Eric B, Rakim, Kool Moe Dee, EPMD, Fearless 4, Fat Boys, Lauryn Hill, Lil' Kim, Outkast? I think we need to remember that this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think sometimes we get a little too carried away with hip hop, gospel, punk, rock and roll, jazz. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The criteria for getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is someone or a group that contributed to the rock and roll genre. This is not the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. This is not the Jazz Hall of Fame. This is not the Gospel Hall of Fame. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All of the names that Benzino has mentioned, Nas. Does Nas, out of a lot of people with Nas's catalog, does Nas belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Does Eric B and Rakim? I'm not saying that Nas is not an amazing MC. I'm not saying that Rakim is not amazing. I'm not saying Lauryn Hill is not. I'm not saying that Fat Boys wasn't. I'm not saying that. I'm asking you guys, from what Lauryn Hill has done in her career, what has she done to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about that. Again, I'm not saying that these artists, Lil' Kim, I'm not saying that these artists are not amazing rap, hip-hop artists. In order to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you had to have a huge contribution to the rock and roll genre. Also, your album has to be out for, I believe, 25 years. Okay, so again, I'm not saying that these artists are not great artists in their own. I'm just saying the criteria to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do they match that? Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give you guys this is the list here. So we're gonna go over the list here, all right? Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. All right, block my head out. Hit the comment section down below. Let me know, do you think Eminem deserves to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Jason is agreeing, just a little bit too soon. Michael is agreeing. G Mafia is also agreeing. So you guys are saying that you agree. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Again, I'm going to go back to Jason's last tweet. Jason says, Bad Boy versus Death Row or No Limit versus Cash Money. Remember, we're also talking about who is going to be on that label versus in July. Jason has another comment. Jason says, hell no, they don't respect it, but they got to deal with it because it's the #1 musical genre in the world. And I kind of agree with that. I think that like the Grammys and some of these award shows, I think that deep down, and this is just my thought, I think that deep down, they want country, alternative, so they want those other genres to shine, because if you watch the Grammys, you watch a lot of those acts that they have performing the final album, that the people that they have up on stage, the albums, the genres that they push. I think they're upset that hip-hop has grown so much. Again, the numbers don't lie. Hip-hop and R&B are the 1 and 2 best-selling. So if they're the best-selling here in the U.S., you would expect them to have a laser focus on hip-hop, and they don't. So I kind of think that they are kind of upset that rap is the #1 genre. Let me finish up with what Jason said. Jason says, hell no, they don't respect it. But they got to deal with it because it's the #1 musical genre in the world. G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia said, when it came to Book of World Records of highest sales in Platinum Club, for the top 2 were always Tupac and Eminem. Okay, while you're there, you know what? Let me tackle this while G Mafia is on that. While G Mafia just said that, let me bring up this here. G Mafia just brought up a point. I want to pull up this here for G Mafia. Okay, let me break it down just a little bit. Sorry, just a little bit. Right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back to G Mafia's comment. All right. G Mafia said, when it came to Book of World Records of highest sales in Platinum Club, for the top 2 were always Tupac and Eminem. And take a look at the list. This is the list you guys see right here. Top 10 selling artists of all time. #1, you can see Eminem. Let me pull it up on my phone as well so you guys can see it. Let me just make sure I see it correctly. As you can see, #1, Eminem, over 227 million records sold. Currently, Drake is at #2, 152 million units sold. Kanye West is at #3 with 140 units sold. Jay-Z is at #4, 125 million. Lil Wayne, put some respect on Wayne's name. Put some respect on Wayne's name. Wayne, top 5, best-selling. Nicki Minaj, Young Money. #7, Flo Rida moved a lot of units when he was doing his thing. And #8, G Mafia, #8 is Tupac Shakur. #9, Snoop D-O-Double-G with 40 million. And shout out, rest in peace to DMX. DMX makes the top 10 best-selling artists of all time. So #1, and he almost doubles up the #2. So if Eminem is the #1 selling artist in the world, in the US, why does he not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Again, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about when we talk about other rap artists, Nas and Tribe Called Quest and all of that. Excuse me. 227 million units sold. When it comes to putting out music and music reaching more people, when it comes to putting out something, and I understand, sometimes you can put out something and everybody can listen to it and it may not be good, they may not listen to it again, but Eminem has been pretty consistent over his career. If Eminem is putting up those kind of numbers, making a big impact in the musical genre, why is he not, why do you think he's not eligible to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I'm going to go back to the previous slide I had up there. Let me go back to the previous slide. So these were the nominations. These were the nominations for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you see Beck, Pat Bettner, Kate Bush, Devo, Duran Duran. This was Duran Duran's first time being nominated. So this was, the album just turned 25 years. This is Eminem's first time. Again, Eminem's first album just hit 25 years. Judas Priest. I see New York Dolls is on there. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, this is her first time. And Dolly Parton actually said that she did not want to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to go into that later. Lionel Richie, album just turned 25 years. Carl Simon. Okay, so you can see A Tribe Called Quest was also nominated. So this was A Tribe Called Quest album's 25-year anniversary. I just showed y'all a list of some of the top 10 selling artists of all time. Tribe Called Quest is nowhere on there. I'm not saying that Tribe Called Quest is not a great group. I love Tribe Called Quest. Does Tribe Called Quest deserve to get in to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on their first try? Hit the comments. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Let me hear some comments down below. Michael has a comment. Michael Mascara. Michael Mascara said, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is also just another popularity contest as well. Of course, the biggest names in hip-hop are going to win before others. That's a good point. Again, when it comes to when people should be in certain lists and in certain categories, you have to consider. I don't think sales is everything. I don't think sales is the only thing that matters. But you have to consider sales. Because if someone is putting out a product, if somebody pulls out a first product, a second product, a third product, and they're trash, by the time a person puts out the fourth and fifth product, it probably won't sell that good. If somebody puts out a first product and it's amazing, the second product, people are going to buy the second and maybe the third product. So sales do matter. It's not the number one thing. I know. Sales matter. The more people you reach, the more countries your name is called in, the more countries your album sell. Grandma knows your song, the kids know your song, middle age knows your song, the 40-year-olds know your song. So popularity contest, popularity is important as well. If no one knows you, if no one knows your music, where does it go? If no one's buying your music, where does it go? Does Eminem belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Let me finish that comment for Michael. Michael says, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is also just another popularity contest as well. Of course, the biggest names in hip-hop are going to win before others. Jason got a comment. Jason says, the rappers that's in are Run DMC, NWA, Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z, LL, Beastie Boys, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, and Public Enemy. So the people Benzino name can get in also. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to that list. Hold on a second. Let's go back to the names that Benzino put up there. Hold on. Where is the Benzino quote? Where is the Benzino? We got the Benzino quote right here. Here we go. Let's go. Okay, I got it. All right. Let's take a look at this here. So Jason said these are the names that's in. Run DMC. Run DMC was a group that transcended between rap and rock. Well, so yes. NWA as well. NWA changed music. NWA changed the way people listen to music back in the 80s and 90s. So NWA, yes. Biggie Smalls. Okay. Let's pump our brakes there for a second. I love Biggie Smalls. Biggie's my man. Biggie's New York, Biggie's Brooklyn. Biggie is one of the greatest MCs of all time. When Biggie was around, Biggie really only had maybe a 3-year run. Maybe. Okay, if he wasn't around, Biggie may have had a 3-year run before he passed away. Does Biggie belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is Biggie's contribution to music that great that it affects music? Yes. Yeah. Big. If you weren't around, when Notorious B.I.G. dropped Ready to Die, if you weren't around for when Bad Boy was running, if you weren't around when Junior Mafia was, you probably won't understand. Biggie deserves to be there. Tupac, it's no question. Tupac touched music in all different sorts of genres. Tupac has music with all different types of artists. Tupac belongs there. There's no question about that. Jay-Z, Jay-Z touched music in all the. Jay-Z has rock albums. He's moved in and between the rock and roll genre, so that's no question. LL, same thing as well. LL is a figure that's been around since the 80s, late 80s, 90s. LL transcend music. LL belongs in it. There's no question about that. Beastie Boys, same thing. Beastie Boys, they straddle the line between that. There's no question about Beastie Boys. Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5. Okay. Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, they are, to me, one of the originators of the genre of hip-hop and rap. And being one of the godfathers that started it all, yes, they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Public Enemy, you can't even talk bad about Public Enemy belongs. All right, let's get to Benzino's list. Great list, Jason. So that list that they have there, I have no question. Let's go to Benzino's list. Nas belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nas has been out since early 90s. Nas's career has touched many different genres in music. Okay, so if you question Nas being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you need to just go sit in another corner somewhere. Nas belongs there. Should he have been in there already? Yes. So he's right on that. Eric B. and Rakim. I love Eric B. and Rakim as a group. Does Eric B. and Rakim deserves to be in the rocker? We're not talking about Rap Hall of Fame. We're not talking about the R&B Hall of Fame. We're not talking about the Reggae Hall. We're not talking about the Gospel. We are talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Does Eric B. and Rakim really need to be in the rock? I don't think they should. And I love Eric B. and Rakim. Don't get me wrong. Great music, great catalog. Kool Moe Dee, no. EPMD is another. Eric B. and Rakim and EPMD fall in the same category. But I think EPMD touched a little bit more than what Eric B. and Rakim did. I think EPMD's contribution to hip hop, I think EPMD's contribution to music in itself, I think is more than Eric B. and Rakim. I could be wrong. Hit the comments, let me know if you don't agree, but I think that EPMD, what they've done in their career, I think EPMD deserves to be there. Fearless 4, I don't know much about Fearless 4, so I'm not going to comment on that. Fat Boys in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't think they deserve to be there. Lauryn Hill is another artist that had a very short career. Okay, Lauryn Hill did a few albums with the Fugees. Okay, I think it's Blunted on Reality, and then they had the Fugees album, and then after that, she did some stuff I think with Wyclef and the others, but I think that, and then she did the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So Lauryn Hill has when it comes to her career in music, Lauryn Hill is also kind of questionable. But I remember Lauryn Hill doing a oh man, she did an album where she was just like a live album. She had like a live album she did. But does Lauryn Hill touch the rock and roll genre enough to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? This is the Hall of Fame, yo. This is when you listen. Basketball Hall of Fame is when, not because you played and you made the playoffs and you made it to the finals and you didn't win. Basketball Hall of Fame, you had to have done to be in the Hall of Fame. Does Lauryn Hill belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't know. Now, Lil' Kim is a different story. Lil' Kim is a different story. I think Lil' Kim belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Lil' Kim's career, Lil' Kim has done a lot for music in general, not just rap, not just hip hop. Lil' Kim has touched in fashion. Lil' Kim has done many songs with many different artists, many different genres. Yes, I'm not going to question Lil' Kim. Outkast, I'm not going to question Outkast. So, hit the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me hear what y'all got to say about this one. Let me hear what y'all got to say about this one. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. Alright, so G Mafia got a comment. G Mafia says, well, I'm sure Lauryn Hill will be listed soon next year. The 25th anniversary of Miss Education will be approaching. She's the only female of her time topped multi-genre sales as well as rock and roll. I don't think Lauryn's the only one. Remember, Lil' Kim has been around since 96. Lil' Kim has been around since 96. I think MC Lyte dabbled in that as well. I think Queen Latifah also had. I think Salt and Pepper also did multi-genre stuff. So I don't think Lauryn Hill's the only one. But it will be interesting to see if Lauryn gets in. I don't think she should. But let me reread what G Mafia said. G Mafia says, well, I'm sure Lauryn Hill will be listed soon. Next year is the 25th anniversary of Miss Education of Lauryn Hill will be approaching. She's the only female of her time topped multi-genre sales as well as rock and roll. I question if Lil' Kim is not in that category. MC Lyte and also Queen Latifah and Salt and Pepper. They also did a lot of stuff for music in general. Thanks for that, G Mafia. G Mafia also says, happy 25th anniversary. No Way Out, Harlem World, Super Duper Fly for Missy Elliott, How to Be a Player soundtrack. Oh, I got that soundtrack. Money Talk soundtrack, Men in Black soundtrack, BAP soundtrack. Shout out to all that. G Mafia says, are you serious? Jason says, G Mafia, I knew you wouldn't react like that. What up? Okay, good. G Mafia has another comment. G Mafia says, Ready to Die was the East Coast savior. It opened doors for LPs of the similar content. Conspiracy, that's the Junior Mafia album, Conspiracy from Junior Mafia. It was written, Hardcore, El Nana, Reasonable Doubt, Harlem World, No Way Out. All amazing albums, G Mafia. Those are all amazing albums. But again, we have to remember, we're talking about, number one, we're talking about rock and roll genre. And we're talking about the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame has to mean something. Any and everybody can't get into the hall, should not be able to get into any Hall of Fame. So I want people to remember, we're talking about rock and roll and Hall of Fame. Everyone should not be able to get into a Hall of Fame. G Mafia, thank you for that. Those are some amazing albums too. Jason has a comment. Where did Jason comment go? Hold up. Jason says, where is it? I just lost it. Where did Jason comment at? Hold up. Okay, there we go. Jason says, keep in Biggie not only Ready to Die and Life After That, but he ghost wrote the Junior Mafia album, Conspiracy, the Lil' Kim album, Hardcore, and some of Puff's No Way Out album. So yes, he deserves it. He wrote everything for Puff. until he passed away. So yes, Biggie did a lot of ghostwriting for a lot of his artists on his label. But again, I want people to remember. This is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's one of the key elements we have to remember. Let me hit a few more comments before we go into the next topic we're going to talk about. Thanks for that, Jason. Micah Mascara has a comment. Micah Mascara says, 2 Live Crew should get an award due to the fact they helped change censorship laws in the music industry and made explicit music more acceptable. I don't think they ever get nominated, but still. Yes, 2 Live Crew, the way they performed, the things they did on stage, the things they said in their music, yes, they were a big factor in, especially NWA too. NWA, I think, is one of the reasons why they put that censorship on the albums, on album covers. But yes, 2 Live Crew were doing so many explicit things on their records and on stage that they are responsible for some of the censorship laws. Does 2 Live Crew deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't know. Let me hit one more comment. G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia says, Lauryn Hill deserves one and many more. She has done great work. Sister Act 2, Blunted on Reality, The Score, Fuji Camp All Stars, Miseducation, and Unplugged. That's the album I was talking about, the Unplugged album. That's an amazing album that she did. She had the bandana on with the guitar. That was a great album, Unplugged. So G Mafia says Lauryn Hill should get in as well. Okay, all right. Let me hit another slide here. Let's I want to put something up here for you guys. I want to put up the final list. This is I already showed you the nominees. I showed you the nominees earlier. Okay, so this is the final list of the inductees that are going to be inducted on November 5th. Don't forget, hit the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Tomorrow, Freestyle Friday is coming. Look out for Freestyle Friday. We got some stuff, man. We had something else planned, but YouTube was acting up. It flagged the video. How do you flag a freestyle? How do you flag somebody owns the right to the song, so we couldn't use the song. And we already have the song on one of our old videos that we have up, but YouTube flagged the video, so we got to edit the video and probably change the song. But we still got another Freestyle Friday for y'all, so look out for that tomorrow. But look out for Freestyle Friday, and we got some stuff coming on the weekend as well. So today we're talking about Eminem. Does Eminem deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Does Eminem belong in there? We're also going to talk about Dave Chappelle in a few minutes. And we're also talking today about the first label versus matchup in July. Who's it going to be? Jason thinks it's going to be either Cash Money versus No Limit, or Bad Boy is going to be in there. But whoever it is, I want to see who it is, and we're going to talk about that. I want to know what you guys think about the Dave Chappelle incident as well. I'm going to come back to Eminem in just a few seconds. But let's go over the final list here of the names of the inductees. Pat Benatar, Duran Duran, amazing group. When I was young, I listened to a lot of Duran Duran when I was young. Eminem, Maddox, Dolly Parton. Shout out to Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie is getting in. Shout out to Lionel Richie. Carly Simon. Harry Belafonte. Shout out to Harry Belafonte. Woo. Big name right there. Elizabeth Cotton. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Shout out to Jimmy Jam and... Yo, Jimmy Jam and Terry, they had the moves, man. Oh, man. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Judas Priest. Gillian Graman. Jimmy Levine is also getting in. Wow. Okay. And Silver Robinson. So those are the names that are being inducted November the 5th in LA. Shout out to all the names on there. So, let's talk about the Dave Chappelle incident for a second. And as you can see, we have up on the tag that Dave Chappelle is going to get sued pretty soon. This is the thing, y'all. Let me hit the comment before we get. Let me hit the comments first before we get into this. G Mafia and Jason has comment. I got G Mafia. G Mafia's comment. G Mafia says, Lauryn Hill was the first and only until Cardi B to top the Billboard Hot 100 solo, without any features, and first rapper to collect multiple Grammys. LP is a masterpiece. Fire, the female rap thriller. Again, no disrespect to Lauryn Hill. I love Lauryn Hill. And yes, there was one year, I think Lauryn Hill either won 4 or 5 Grammys all at once. I think it's 4, it could be 5. I think it's 4. It's 4 or 5. There was one, she had all 4 or 5 in that picture, iconic picture. So shout out to Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, again, is a worldwide name. Her name is out there. She's moved units in many different countries. My question still remains, did she do enough in the rock and roll? Does she transcend rap enough into rock and roll to make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's my question. I'm not questioning Lauryn Hill's rap and hip hop and R&B, what she did with that. I'm not questioning that. That's beyond. When the Hip Hop Hall of Fame comes, she's in there easily. My question is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you for that, G Mafia. Jason got a comment. Jason, that guy's stupid for running on stage like that on Dave Chappelle. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the Dave Chappelle incident and why Dave Chappelle is going to get sued. So listen, I was watching some clips the other day. The Eddie Murphy stuff from back in the days. And comedy, excuse me, comedy has always had hecklers. Like if you go back and watch a lot of the stuff from Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney and all these veterans from back in the days, comedy has always had hecklers. Hecklers are not new to comedy. When you go to a comedy show back in the days, they always tell you, don't sit in the front and don't come in late. Here in New York City, we did a lot of comedy shows back in the day. There was a lot of comedy places in Manhattan. So they always tell you, if you go to a comedy show, do not sit in the front because they're going to get on you. They get on everybody in the front row. Do not sit in the front and don't walk in late. You walk in late, the spotlight is going to go on you and they're going to bomb on you. All right, so they're going to bomb on the people in the front row and they're going to bomb on you if you come in late. Those are the rules back in the days, right? People have gotten heckled a lot. Some of them go back and forth. Some of them take it, laugh it off. What I don't understand is, if you're paying your money to go to a comedy show where someone is going to be telling jokes, why are you mad when someone tells jokes? And I think this situation has nothing. I think this situation has nothing to do with that. I told you guys when the slap happened around the world. I told you guys when that happened. I said people are going to take that and run. I go back and look at the video. I told y'all people are going to take that and run with it. This is going to open the door for people to run up and hit comedians. I told y'all that. But I think this is not that situation. Did Dave Chappelle say anything unwarranted? Did he make a nasty joke? Did he say something that the person didn't like? I don't think so. In the world that we live in today, where money messes up everything, money clouds people's judgments, people see different ways to get and make money. People always looking for the come up. This guy, I think, was 23. I think he's 23 or 26. One of the 23, 26. This guy paid to go purchase a ticket to go to a Dave Chappelle show, to run up on stage and Goldberg spear Dave Chappelle. Listen, guys. I see Diamond Onyx is in the building. Diamond Onyx, thanks for coming through. Shout out to Diamond. I see Big Shug in the building. Big Shug, thanks for coming through, Big Shug. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. So, this person paid money to go to a Dave Chappelle comedy show. Front row. This is in the front row. So you know how expensive these tickets are for front row. And he runs up on stage and spears Dave Chappelle. Now we put up the video, the picture. We put the picture up of what he looked like after Dave Chappelle's entourage got a hold of him. His face is swole up, his eyes are messed up, his lips are popped, he had a broken hand, he's all tore up. But here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Here's the sad reality. Here's the sad reality of America. This is all caught on tape. This is all caught on tape. The world can see it. He runs up on stage and attacks Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's entourage gives him a beat down. Dave Chappelle continues after the beatdown to tell the crowd. Dave Chappelle turns to the crowd and tells them, "My entourage just beat him down." Dave Chappelle went on social media later on and told the world, "My squad beat him down." Dave Chappelle went on the Breakfast Club and told the world, "My crew beat him down." Do you know what Dave Chappelle just did? And I know Dave Chappelle got a lot of money. I'm gonna tell you a story. Maybe 30 years ago. Maybe 30 years. It was a long time ago. There was I think it was a young lady. A young lady went to McDonald's drive-thru. It's a big story. Go check it out. This was big back in the day. A young lady went to McDonald's drive-thru to buy some coffee. She bought a cup of coffee, hot cup of coffee, and she put the coffee in her lap. She put the coffee between her lap while she was driving. So she left McDonald's drive-thru and she's driving with the coffee between her legs. Her claim is that the coffee cup popped open and the coffee burnt her in the thighs, burned her legs. She got 3rd-degree burns on her legs. That lady turned around and sued McDonald's. That woman turned around, sued McDonald's because she put a hot cup of coffee between her legs while she was driving. And she won the case. I think she got like $20 or $50 million or something like that. Dave Chappelle's mistake, well, I don't say it's a mistake, is him bragging about his boys beating down that man. So, believe it or not, within the next few weeks, within the next month or so, we are guaranteed to see that person come out and sue Dave Chappelle. And this is the world that we're living in, where people plan to do these types of things. Oh, that Will Smith stuff I told you about, that's not going to stop. Howie Mandel just released a statement saying that he's scared to do comedy now after the Dave Chappelle incident, just because of the Chris Rock incident. This is not going to stop. People are going to continue to plan to do these things. Plan to buy a ticket to go to a comedy show. Plan to run up on stage. Plan to do something so somebody rich can do them something back and then turn around and sue them. Hit the comment section down below. We're going to get back into your boy Eminem. Diamond Onyx is here. Big Sugar's here. Pete McCon is here. Pete, thanks for coming through. Let me hit some of these comments. Don't forget, if you're here right now, hit that like button down below. Today we're talking about, does Eminem deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? We have the final list up in front of us. Let me go back to the previous list. I'm going to go back to the list. I'm going to go back to the list of nominees. We're going to go back to the nomination list so y'all can see the nomination list. Does Eminem deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Should Tribe Called Quest get swapped with Eminem? Should they swap? Hit the comments down below. Let me see what y'all saying over here. Thank you for that, G-Mafia. G-Mafia had an amazing comment. I'm going to go back to Jason's comment, the last one we had. Jason said, that guy's stupid for running up on stage like that on Dave. I don't think he's stupid, Jason. What he did was, I think, was planned. He planned to do this to get notoriety, to get his name out there, and I think his long-term plan is to sue Dave Chappelle and make some money off of this. So we'll see. G-Mafia said it was five. Okay, so yes, Lauryn Hill, in that picture, that year, she won 5 Grammys. Thank you for that, G-Mafia. And I love that picture. It's a picture of Lauryn Hill with her hair out, and she has all the Grammys in her hand. Iconic picture. Love it. Thank you for that, G-Mafia. Michael Moscow has a comment. Michael Moscow said, Dave Chappelle got some hits in when Busta Rhymes and Jimmy Fox was jumping up. Oh, man, listen, man. That video alone is funny as hell, seeing them stomp that guy in the background. That's what. Let me finish that. Michael Mascaro said, Dave Chappelle got some hits in when Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx was jumping on that guy. LOL, true legend, for real. Big Sugar's here. Big Sugar said, what's up? What up, Big Sugar? Diamond Onyx is in the building. Diamond Onyx says, stay that way. Stay upper. What up, Diamond? Thanks for coming through. Michael Mascaro says, even if Dave lost the lawsuit, he's just going to use this for new material and get $1 million budget Netflix special. LOL. So yeah, I think Cat Williams also has another Netflix special coming up as well too. And Dave Chappelle did mention something about the Netflix special also. So I don't think Dave is good. I don't think he's gonna lose the lawsuit. I think he'll just settle if it happens. I just think he'll probably settle out. But we'll see, Michael. Diamond Onyx says, just go and tap in with a like. Thank you for the like, Diamond. Thank you as always. Big Suge said, G Mafia, what up? Diamond said, what up, King? Pete McCon, am I saying McCon? McCon. Pete McCon says, yes, she sued and got paid. Story is older than dinosaur poop. Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, that was back in the 90s. Back in the 90s. So yes. And the reason why I said that is because people do things with ulterior motives. Like, why would you drive with a coffee cup? Why would you drive with a hot coffee cup between your legs? Why would you pay all that money to go to a comedy show, to go front row in a comedy show and rush the stage? All right, let's take a look at the list here, y'all. These are the nominations. These are before the final list. Okay, so Tribe Called Quest had a shot to get in. Should Eminem have been swapped for a Tribe Called Quest? That's my question to you guys right now. Should Eminem be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? We talked earlier about album sales, best-selling artists of all time. Let's take a look at some accolades. Again, I don't think sales is everything when it comes to someone getting into a Hall of Fame or getting into a group or being nominated. I don't think sales is the most important thing. I think there's a couple of things that's important. You have to have made some sort of impact. You have to have music that lasts. You have to have touched people in different ways. I think there's a lot of things that goes into being the best ever or being into these things. But if there are people out there that's saying that Eminem should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, again, here are some of Eminem's accolades. And I know I'm gonna go back to the list that Benzino had and Jason had. But here, Eminem has been nominated for 25 American Music Awards. American Music Awards, not rap. American Music Awards. He won 8. He's been nominated for 31 Billboard nominations. He's won 17. Brit Award. This is the Brit Award. He's been nominated 11 times. He won 4. He's been nominated 44 times for Grammys. He's won 15. MTV Europe, not US, Europe. He has 16 of those. Let's see. People's Choice Awards, he has 7. Teen Choice, he has 11. World Music, he has 10. Why did I got a Golden Globe Award? How did Eminem get nominated for a Golden Globe Award? Academy Awards, he got nominated for 1. I think that's for 8 Mile. That might be 8 Mile. The Academy Award might be 8 Mile. I'm not sure, but he's won 1 Academy Award as well. So again, if you don't agree with Eminem being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Eminem has a lot of accolades under his belt. I'm gonna go back to the list. Some of y'all probably didn't see the list of the top selling artists. Okay? Go back to the list. Top selling artists of all time. Okay? Album sales matter. The more albums you sell, the more people know you. The more you continue selling, that means that your music is moving. The more that you sell over year, that means that you have longevity in the game. So, number 1 on the list, your boy Eminem. Let me hit some comments. Big Shug says Eminem deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Big Shug as well agrees. G Mafia says Hip Hop Platinum Club of 92, 2007. Missy, 50 Cent, DMX, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, Lauryn Hill, Puff Daddy, Notorious B.I.G., Dr. Dre, Beastie Boys, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Tupac. Platinum selling. I like Missy. Missy might get in there. Missy might get in there what she did. I don't know what 50 Cent has done to get into the rock and roll. Not rap. I don't know what 50 has done to get into that. DMX. I think DMX did straddle the line with rock and roll and hip hop. So DMX. Ja Rule did a few things in rock and roll, but I wouldn't say his impact is that big. I wouldn't look at Ja Rule. Jay, yeah. Lauryn Hill, I still question. Puff Daddy, I don't know if Puff Daddy needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Biggie, Dr. Dre. I'm not mad at Dre if Dre ever gets in. Beastie Boys, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Tupac. So great names, G Mafia. Yes, platinum selling, but again, I'm just asking the question. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's the only thing that I'm going back and forth here with. I saw a comment being posted up around, people asking why is Eminem in there and not AZ. I saw this going around as well. Jason posted it up a few times online as well. And very interesting. People are looking at Eminem's first album and saying that he sounds like AZ in his Infinite album. And they do have a point. They do have a point. He does sound similar to AZ on his first album. So we all know that AZ has been around before his first album came out. Okay, he was on Nas's album prior to that. Okay, so yes, he was on Illmatic. But this is AZ's first album. This album was recorded in 94, 95. Okay? 94, 95, AZ recorded that album. Okay? I'm going to pull up something here also. This is Eminem's first album. As you can see, this album was recorded a year later. Is it fair for people to say that Eminem copied AZ's style? Hit the comments down below. Yes, if you listen to some songs, if you listen to Eminem's cassette release, Infinite, the similarities are there. He does have a similar voice to AZ, similar rapping style. AZ's album and Eminem's first album were recorded around the same time. Eminem was in a group around the same time when Illmatic was out. Is it fair for people to say that Eminem was copying AZ's style? Hit the comments. Let me know what y'all feel about that. Again, their albums were released 1 year were recorded. Their albums were recorded 1 year apart. Hit the comments. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I'm going to hit one more slide here. We had the hour mark already. Time is flying tonight, boy. Thanks for coming through as always. Y'all hit the comments down below. Y'all know how we do. I'm going to go back over here. I want to go back to this tweet here from Benzino. We're going to close out on Benzino's tweet. And Benzino is making a case. Benzino is making a case that Eminem should not be nominated in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I want people to remember that. Benzino is questioning why Nas is not in there. For what Nas has done to the genre, Nas has also touched rock and roll. I think I wouldn't be mad if Nas gets in. Yeah, okay. Eric B. and Rakim, I question if they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I question that. Kool Moe, no. EPMD, I would like to see EPMD get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know much about the Fearless Four, about their music. Fat Boys, no. Lauryn Hill, like I said, question mark. Lil' Kim, yes. Outkast, I wouldn't be mad, yes. So, This list from Benzino, I understand. This is the thing. Before we close up, this is the thing. I know that hip hop has done a lot for music. Hip hop and R&B moves a lot of pieces when it comes to the music industry. A lot of other genres copy a lot of things that hip hop is doing. A lot of ways artists are selling today, a lot of other genres are copying. A lot of things that move in society, sneakers, movies, TV shows, commercials. Hip hop is pushing a lot of that stuff. So a lot of other genres copy that. I'm not questioning that. I just question where we question the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If we were talking about the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, every single one of those people there should be in. If we're talking about the Gospel Hall of Fame, none of them should be in there. If we're talking about alternative, whatever, no. We have to be serious about what we're talking about here. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that's my opinion. Hit the comments down below. Let me know how you guys feel. A lot of you guys are agreeing that that Eminem deserves to be in there. I do as well. Eminem, if you don't like Eminem, that's fine. If you don't think that he's done enough in hip hop, you're wrong. Okay? Eminem has been a part of hip hop for a very long time. He is connected to one of the greatest producers of all time with Dr. Dre. Eminem is connected to one of the all-time great hip hop movies with 8 Mile. Eminem is contributed to bringing in other people into hip hop. Okay, so people from different countries, people of different nationalities. Even if you don't like Eminem, even if you don't like him as an artist, you have to sit back and say, look, yes, there are things that he did to push hip-hop forward. And did he push hip-hop and make his impact into the rock and roll side of things? Yes, he did. That's my opinion. You guys hit the comment section down below. I'm going to hit a few more comments before we get up out of here. G Mafia says that was the MTV list of the Hall of Fame from 2007. Oh, it was? I will check that again. Thanks for that, G Mafia. Puff did Rock and Roll, all about the Benjamins. Doing a rock and roll song and making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is two. Guys, listen. Tracy McGrady made it to the NBA Finals and never won an NBA Finals. I don't agree that Tracy McGrady should be in the NBA Hall of Fame. He is in there. But for what Tracy McGrady did in his career, I don't think that he should be in the NBA Hall of Fame. Just because somebody makes 1, 2, 3 songs in rock and roll doesn't make them eligible to be in the Hall of Fame. Ja Rule did some song with rock and roll as well. They weren't that good. Does he need to be in the Hall? This is my question. What have you done that's enough for you to be in Hall of Fame? G Mafia, thanks for that. G Mafia also said, similar to Foxy Brown, China Doll album sounded like Kim. Kim and Foxy did come out in '96, and they went back and forth. Not bad. All right. And final statement from G Mafia: did Dr. Dre produce both albums? I don't think Dr. Dre produced the Infinite album. That was pre-Dr. Dre. I think Dr. Dre came on when he started his Slim Shady career. I don't think Dr. Dre was involved in that first album. Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. Eminem discography. Hold on. The Infinite album was produced by Eminem and Mr. Porter. So Eminem and Mr. Porter produced the Infinite album. Going back to the Slim Shady LP in 1990. Dr. Dre was the producer of the Slim Shady. So yeah, so Dr. Dre did not do anything with the Infinite album. Dr. Dre came on board when Eminem started doing stuff with the Slim Shady monitor. Michael has the last comment. Michael Mascaro has a comment. Michael Mascaro says, I think LL is planning a hip-hop hall of fame with his Rock the Bells brand. Either that or a museum. LL has a concert coming up. I think it's a Rock the Bells concert coming up pretty soon. I saw the promo video. I forgot who was in it. I think it was him and Method Man. I forgot who was in it, but yes. LL has a concert coming up, the Rock the Bells concert, and there is a hip hop museum. I think it's in Harlem, and they're also working on one in Manhattan as well. So Michael, thank you for that comment. Thank you all for coming through. We're already at the hour, 10-minute mark. Don't forget, y'all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget, give the video a like. Don't forget, tomorrow, Freestyle Friday, we got some more videos for y'all. And this weekend, we got another video coming out this weekend. Thanks for coming through. I'm going to see y'all next Thursday.